get wet.
Pastor Jacob's gonna go get married. He's gonna go get married out there, okay? And you guys can stay in here and wait for us to get back, okay?
You're just going to be outside the tent where it's raining. You can mess up your hair.
Whatever, just to get somebody in there.
Hi.
Hi.
So I'm doing that, but that's been put on hold because of some health issues. I got some neat pictures. I don't know if I can show you. Like the packet's this big. It's for sale.
Do you have another umbrella in your car?
No.
Okay.
Sherry's got one.
Do you?
Sherry's got one.
Okay.
How you doing, Raymond? Glad to have you here, buddy.
Good to be here.
And it's not
I had to get the rings out of my pocket. One of these pockets right here.
sorry. That
was a close one.
Sneak it down. Watch out. I'm good for you.
What's that, mess?
Yeah.
Maybe I should just put the rings in my pocket. Put the rings in my pocket?
One little change. I can't remember your first name.
Ron.
Ron. I'm Jonah. One little change I noticed. I'm supposed to have the witnesses stand. It does direct us to do that. So, but that'll work anyway because you guys are going to come up to give the ring. So, I'll just verbally ask you to stand up before I ask them that I do. So, we're changing. You're kind of aware of that.
So why do I have both rings? Am I going to hand both of the rings out?
Ooh, we're doing a non-raining thing. Cool.
No, we're changing the letting it go. Everybody's probably going to sit inside while everyone walks out. Okay, so, yes. No, we're not still going to
Need to move all this stuff. So.
Yep. I guess you can bring your own chair. How far are you taking it down?
Far enough so everybody can
We should probably go help with that.
They're going to walk out there and...
Yep.
Okay. So are we going to keep the front row still, or are we closing up the front row?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm going to go keep filming this.
They have umbrellas. Everybody's coming in. Yeah, put your umbrella down. Is Red Oak Party still in the front outside?
I don't. You have to go out. I don't know. Where's our table?
I don't know. Sorry. No, I'm just going to start. Here, Judah, I'll drive that one up. You can go set.
Can you do me a favor? Can you fold this umbrella up? I don't need it. I thought I was going to go outside. You can...
That way,
switch the table.
Okay, so somebody go.
They're gonna be able to. Oh, they're gonna be out there.
There's a tree. All the first in the walkway. Are they gonna leave the entire front row up?
I have no, I don't.
You don't, okay, that's fine. I was just wondering. I don't know, that's what I was wondering.
Oh, but you're in. Okay. So yeah, turn everything down. It's gonna get weird. Want to get?
Now,
Yeah.
Okay, we're coming.
Yeah. And then they won't be in the way.
Can you drop a couple of them?
Can you put them like in the back?
Huh? Yeah, I will. Should we leave them open then maybe? Okay. No, I'm gonna go.
Are you sure?
So,
Imagine you could light those heaters there if you wanted to.
Well, we were considering that.
I wouldn't blame you.
It's gonna be great, guys.
Squeeze in here.
I think I'm facing the wrong.
Thank you. I should have brought my voice, She's 6. She's working on it. She's gonna walk on it. It's a manner. She's 6 years old.
Little blankets over there, babe.
That's what we do in the summer. We jump on the trampoline. We live on the trampoline. We just live. It's hot. Oh, yeah. That's what they do. I don't do that. What did that do? They turned the tables.
It was like, it was like, just go on. So we just like jump and see. It was great, honestly.
Everybody have a beach ball.
For what?
Also from the speakers, so say hi from Kurt A.
Where's that camera?
That one wasn't working.
these are my, these are when I to work.
He used to have dress on. Dress cloth.
His phone died and shut out.
Someone wanted to know if the ceremony already started. Delayed it because of the rain.
Yeah, it's been delayed until 3:30. I would have thought they might have
There's one that's gonna be on them and me right there. And then I don't know where the other one's supposed to walk in through here.
Is it right there?
I think that's kinda your call.
You got to stand it right there. Get one.
I don't care for what.
Anyone have 20?
You're still on this.
21 and 22. I'm good. That's what I get to wear from.
Did you try this channel already? Try this channel. So many volume.
Now it's playing? Oh, no.
Okay, I got the video spotlight there. You can't get that. Oh, there are sounds here to go. You can even go in. If you need more sound, you can go all the way up to the zero. Whatever you need to do, but I think you'll be alright. And you can 139 is the first one. And then the others in the, or no, 39.
Yes. Because I just thought like the video going the other way with my phone.
You ready for me to signal them to wait for the sound? No worries, no worries.
Made it help.
It's not working right now. Yeah, something's not. Our heater over here is still going.
We're just looking, making sure everybody with Zoom is able to see what's going on. So that's the way we use it.
We just need to make an announcement and people can get it started.
Okay, you want to go ahead and make that announcement, please? I'll tell them that when they hear the music, it's time to start. The eagle has left the nest. When you hear the music, just wait for the music.
Hi everyone.
Look at how connecting it like a, you just take the chicken.
Wedding. So, I like everybody in the send off. We will be on the ceremony. And then, need everybody to get we'll set up some breakout rooms so you can jump with me and stuff.
have to hit play, right?
Never mind.
I said yes.
Yeah, I should be back.
They're getting a lot of feedback. I don't know. They're getting a lot of feedback apparently.
Okay, that's better.
Oh, okay, that's better apparently. Okay. Julie, are you joined? Julie, are you joined? No? Okay.
No, it was somebody texting me.
Okay. Abigail said it's better. It's better? Yeah. Okay. Is there any feedback? No, she said it's better. Okay, cool. That's unmuted though. I had somebody text me about it too.
Julia, are you monitoring the group?
No, somebody texted me.
Got this little board. I think we have one card. Yeah, we did check.
You just need an audio cord that will plug in, just the blue audio cord. When you unplug it, it's the same sound.
Yeah, but his phone like won't play out right now.
Phone with a headphone jack?
Oh, they were doing something too?
Yeah. But when you unplugged it, it went up.
It's not that. With a headphones. Yeah. All right, we're going to use the microphone that's not working. You can see my face.
I tried to. Okay, you're tapping that one. That was not tapping. Not working. I don't think that one's open.
Mary, speak into it. Speak into it much. Louder. Say your ABCs.
I don't want to say my ABCs.
Tell me why you don't want to.
I just don't want to.
That's love. Can you guys hear me? Yeah. About where's my direction?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear. What do you say?
So they are both working. They're both working.
Yeah, this one's good.
The microphone started. Here we are at your wedding day. We're under the tree that you wanted, Zoe. That's nice. You know, when we think about a wedding ceremony, and we think about the romantic movies you might have seen in the past, often this day is the final scene of that movie. But we don't want you to think of this as the end. The fact is, your marriage day is actually the beginning of an amazing life. The potential for happiness and for contentment lays before you based on how you choose to move forward. Now, why can we be so sure that marriage has the potential to make you so happy? Well, let's look at briefly the history of marriage. So I invite you to take your Bible out, and we'll go to Genesis chapter 2. And here we'll just read briefly of the very first marriage. Here in Genesis chapter 2, we're going to begin with verse 18. And we'll skip through just a little bit. Here verse 18 says, Then Jehovah God said, It is not good for the man to continue to be alone. I am going to make a helper for him as a complement of him. But notice verse 21. It says, So Jehovah caused the man to fall into a deep sleep. And while he was sleeping, he took one of his ribs and closed up the flesh over its place. And Jehovah God built the rib that he had taken from the man into a woman, and he brought her to the man. Notice verse 24 as well. It says, That is why a man will leave his father and his mother. He will stick with his wife, and they will become one flesh. So yes, Jehovah God is the originator of marriage. And that's why we know it's for our benefit. But we don't have to wonder that or infer that. Look at verse 18. Here, who was Jehovah God thinking about when he designed marriage? He said it is not good for the man to continue alone. So Jehovah God was thinking of humans as he designed this arrangement, this way that he would fulfill his purpose. He wanted the human family to have lasting joy and peace. And it was to be lasting because in verse 24, it said the two would become one flesh. And we know Jehovah God wants us to go there. And so, again, marriage has the potential to give you happiness and satisfaction that has no end. So how do we get that in our own marriage? Well, we're going to look at a little bit closer what we can do individually to make sure that our marriage fulfills the purpose that our Creator had for it, that of making us happy. You know, Jesus Christ mentioned at Matthew chapter 22 two things that are critical to be successful in anything. So in the context we're talking about now, two things we need to be successful in marriage. First is love for Jehovah God. Second would be love of our neighbor. There is not a closer neighbor we can find than our spouse. They're with us through everything. So we're glad for that. But let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 4 and see how this love for God and love for neighbor can be applied in the marriage. Ecclesiastes chapter 4. We're going to start reading in verse 9. Here it says, Two are better than one, because they have a good reward for their hard work. For if one of them falls, the other can help his partner up. But what will happen to the one who falls with no one to help him up? Moreover, if two lie down together, they will stay warm. But how can just one keep warm? And someone may overpower one alone, but two together can take a stand against him. And a threefold cord cannot quickly be torn apart. So as we look at these verses, and we look at that through the lens of loving our neighbor as ourselves, it really helps us to change from thinking about what we get out of marriage to what we can give to our marriage. Did you see that? If our mate is cold, we warm them. If they fall, we help them up. I notice you guys are huddling together. That's good. That's good. What about if there's a battle that one of you has to face? Well, the other is right alongside, fighting to have a positive outcome. Because you love your neighbor. You love your spouse. Well, how does Jehovah play into this? Well, in verse 12 we read, a threefold cord cannot quickly be torn in two. See, that third fold in this marriage cord, that's Jehovah God himself. Now think of that. The creator of the marriage is willing to put himself into your marriage to pull for its success right alongside of you. So what a wonderful thing that will, what a wonderful help that is. So how do we make sure that Jehovah is in our marriage, that he is that first cord? Well, we need to listen to his advice on marriage and how to live our lives. See, the fact is, there's quite a bit of advice out there for marriage. Everybody's got it. But Jehovah's advice is better. See, he knows our physical and emotional makeup better than anyone else. And if we think about human advice, imagine if you were to go back 100 years and get advice on what makes a strong marriage. And then you were to come here today